Okay, again on the matter of effective succession, I want us to look at bad cases of succession, even using biblical example. Now, not just biblical example, but all through history, you would see some of these things evident. How that at the exit of the pioneer, at the exit of the set man of a commission, a lot of things go haywire, and many people realize that immediately the set man or immediately the visionary leaves the scene because there are no faithful people to actually push or hold on to whatever he is actually given. It happens that there is contention, there are fear, there are a lot of anger, strife, and all, even among the people that are left behind. So it's very, very important that we study these cases and what really went on there so that we can actually live the better state of matter. Now, scripture was saying, I think in the book of Corinthians, one of Paul's writing, where he was bringing clarity on the fact that these things that are written are for our example and even for a better living. So God did not leave us with only positive, I should say, experiences or examples, but also captured within the library of the books is also that which is caused many people to fall. I, at the time, thought of a book to write that is what causes princes to fall, and some of these things were going to be captured in there, but let me just bring a bit of it to you. Now, it's very important that when you trace the fall of a leader and the effect of his fall and everything, you realize that it will still boil down to the construct of bad leadership, the seed of the quality of leadership that that person lived. Even in the point, because I told you that the leadership is not complete. Even it is only said to be complete when you have been able to hand it over to a people. Now let me quote this thing again. Let me say this thing again. Leadership is not complete if we end with the person dying. We actually speak of the completeness of leadership straight from the point the person took over to the point he handed over the baton. And so your leadership doesn't end when you just die. It is supposed to be talked about, including the fact that you handed over. That is when we can tell the success of a leader or the unsuccess of a leader. So I also told you in the beginning of this journey or the journey that it's very important to understand that the effectiveness of a particular administration is not necessarily what they do, but then it is actually extending to the things that the immediate people they handed over to did. It is very important. So let's say NDC, let me not use politics, but when people are in power and then they leave the place of power, the effectiveness or in determining their performance, it doesn't just stay with what they did, but it extends even to the first periods or the first results of the people that they immediately handed over to. It's very, very important to know. So your leadership doesn't end the moment you just leave the scene or you think you've handed over the baton. It continues even especially the first phase of the people that you have handed over to. So let's look at some biblical examples of let me say bad cases of succession. Right, I would use two people for today. That is the priest Eli and then Samuel the judge. It's very, very important. They teach us a great lesson and then we will give attention to it. Let's look at something in the book of 1 Samuel chapter 2, the verse number 12.